Looking at anime right now, it has become increasingly clear to me how popular Jujutsu Kaisen actually is. The popular page on my channel is entirely this show. Kaden at Doncaster College won't shut the fuck up about it, and I walk into my games design class to see a picture of Ryomen Sukuna on the whiteboard. Although some people are very good at not getting spoiled at shows, this has got to be the hardest I have ever found it, because it is just everywhere, even not including my YouTube comment section. The stupidest shit was spoiling me. What do you mean he's saying goodbye to the anime because he's done with his lines? He's done with his lines in Season 2? He's done with his lines? Now, I have made a lot of JJK analysis. I have consumed so much of this show that I can now confidently say that this is pretty good show. Here is my actual review. No joking around, guys. Will this be my last Jujutsu Kaisen video? Nah. I'd wait. I'll probably make some manga stuff, and who knows, I might throw in a free fight ranking. But just for now, what does this season do so well that it gets the prestige of Kaden from Doncaster College yapping on about it? For me at least, the thing that sets JJK apart is the stakes. Although some people really hate the way Gege does things, I think this was necessary for shonen as a genre, or demographic if you're a nerd, to realise. When you go into a JJK fight, you know that there are going to be consequences. Very often, you don't know who is going to win, and death is very often a looming threat. Gege is very much willing to have even these smaller fights deal a great deal of damage to characters, or even alter other events within the show. This completely gets rid of one of the biggest problems that shonen as a demographic has, because you stop having these fights with just no stakes. Obviously, the minor antagonist of this week isn't going to beat any of the main cast. This does not have to be a series-breaking issue. You can just have a very few of these low-stakes fights and make them very high effort, or at least very fun. But even some really good anime can easily fall into this hole of predictability that can really kill the tension of a whole show if the main thing you have to offer is fights. And as you would expect, some people do not like this. With the lethality that JJK has, a lot of people die and there is a lot of wasted potential. Remember Hanami? Remember the plant monster from Season 1? You know, like the main villain of the longest arc in that season. She was hinted to be super strong and even had a domain expansion tease. Let's see Hanami's Season 2 screen time. This does persist in the manga. Just take a look at this. This is a disgusting image, but it is kind of true. A lot of characters do just get punked if they're out of their league, and where is Todo, you absolute motherfucker? Okay, even without Todo, I still find myself managing to like nearly all of the characters in this show, not you. Every character in this season, even ones who I previously didn't give a shit about in Season 1, are kind of enjoyable on screen. Jogo is a crusty old man who's sticking up for his race of beings, while still hating those youngsters. Mekamaru goes from the guy who fights Panda to one of the MVPs of this season. And obviously all of the main cast are a delight. What a great cast this show has. One of the main downfalls of a show could simply be, are the characters likable? Look at My Hero Academia. Take your favourite My Hero Academia character, and take Nanami. Do you see how much more you like Nanami? I think if you threw a large rock at my cranium, I would probably enjoy it more than the My Hero sidecast. Even Mei. At first, I just thought Gege was being a weirdo, but oh my god, she made it to Kuala Lumpur, the place that Nanami dreamed of retiring to, the place that he wished of being during his death. She made it because she is a shit person. She grooms and manipulates the younger generation for her own good, shown by this scene and her fight. Whereas Nanami, a man who comes back to sorcery to defend the younger generation, does not make it to Kuala Lumpur. He is killed in his own selflessness, because this arc sets the precedent that the strong and merciless survive. This is obviously only one example, because all of Shibuya is filled with this, but I am just highlighting how Gege is an asshole, and how this scene does serve a purpose. All of the things that I have said so far also apply to Gojo's past. Gojo's past! This seems to win the elitist Kids' Choice Awards. When you have only a small set of episodes, it becomes very easy to not fuck up. I do not have a single complaint about this arc. Everything is executed pretty much perfectly. This doesn't have quite the impact of Shibuya, but damn, what an insane start to a season. Now here is some really deep insight into this show that you will only find on my channel. The animation is good. Now, I know that there are a lot of workers' rights issues and burnout, and there's a lot of nasty shit that Mappa has done, but I am not going to sit here and peddle that the season looks bad. The animation isn't super consistent, but the variety in all the different cuts are always fun to watch. There are so many different styles that are being used all the time. There's this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and even this one, and the Ost. The Ost. First of all, you got. They didn't even use this one. And the openings. The amount of effort put into this amazing opening, for it to be only used for 5 episodes, that is insane. The shift from the upbeat opening 3 to the absolutely fucking demonic opening 4 is another great example of Jujutsu setting up the themes of Shibuya. Every passing day, I gain less respect for the too much death take. And on the topic of audio design, the voice actors put in some work. Yuji's scene had him screaming in pain. Nanami in particular had some really good lines this season. He took his job very seriously. What, he's just fucking leaving after doing that line? Okay. However, I have never really had a great chance to criticize this season, because not only did I have like 8 hours to make the video, I rushed the shit out of them, I kinda just wanted to provide a recap / analysis that was not so boring, it provided a secondary purpose of ASMR. And because of this, I never really got to some of the parts that I didn't like because, well, they weren't really review videos. And some of the issues weren't really specific to one episode, so I didn't want to lose focus on the actual episode recaps. Now, I did glaze this show a little bit in my videos, so to make up for it, here are the stupidest parts of Shibuya, because Gojo's past is fucking peak. First of all, I take what I said about stakes back. Nobara! Nobara! I fucking love Nobara. What is this twisted joke? I understand that this season was a way of tearing Yuji down, but Nobara is just completely disrespected. If it was not for perfect preparation, I would consider this man a misogynist. Yuji gets to have this awesome fight with Choso, Black Flash and awaken Mahito, and turn into a wolf chasing him through the snow. Megumi gets to fight Toji Zenin, one of the only characters to ever rival Gojo, a massive fan favourite and his very own father. He also gets to summon his most powerful shadow, the treasure of the Zenin clan. And both of these guys even get a team-up fight where they can both show off. Nobara gets punked by a twink. She then dies to Mahito. This shit speaks for itself, really. And who the fuck is this guy? He shows up once to make Nobara's fate ambiguous, and then never shows up again. The other issue I do have with this season, which has happened several times now, is that it kind of just arbitrarily chooses what exposition it wants to leave out, and what exposition it wants to narrate. Seeing manga readers have to elaborate on concepts in comment sections to confuse anime onlys is annoying. This isn't a gripe I specifically have with JJK, you can find this anywhere really. But really? You could have an episode for the locust fight, and an anime-only scene of Todo and Takeda dancing together while beating up Mahito, but you can't explain why Nobara just stands there as she gets her skull popped. Now this last one is stupid, and I know it, but if I'm being honest, I miss some of the funny in this show. I get why the characters aren't doing Marvel one-liners in the middle of Shibuya, but Season 1 was funny. And most anime? Well, most anime. They're like grooming your underage brother. Not very fun. Even considering some of the shitty parts of this show, this is easily one of the best anime to come out in recent years. It isn't even half as profound as something like Lucky Star, but anyone with even a slight enjoyment for shonen can watch this and enjoy it. It is an absolutely insane ride that I'm hoping more shows can learn something from. I mean, Chainsaw Man Season 2 has gotta be coming soon, and that's gonna piss me off in the same way that Shibuya did. Overall, I think I'm gonna give this a, with this treasure I summon 8 handles!